Mm. So, can I ask a question?
So hi everyone, good evening. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So
So, can I ask a question before we get started?
hello everyone, am I audible? There is some network issue.
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Yeah. So you were saying something.
Yes, sir. Sir, I had a small doubt. I wasn't able to attend the previous TDS sessions because of other commitments. Um, I have started my grade assignment 2 and I'm done with 6 to 7 questions. And how much would you say how many hours a day would you say I have to spend over the next 2 3 days if I need to cover the topics for the rest of the topics, as in for grade assignment 2?
Okay. So if you watch the yesterday session, Yuvraj has covered the NG Rock and Olama parts.
Okay.
Uh, so two three questions will be covered from that. From today's session, you will understood the Docker part and the CI/CD GitHub Actions. So from today's session, I think everything will be covered. So just watch the last two sessions. Okay.
Okay. Okay, sir.
And this session will be enough for you to cover the whole week.
All right, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So should we start? I think recording is also on. Am I audible now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I am resharing the screen. I hope this time it does not stop. Okay, is the screen is visible? Yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah, so it didn't stop. Some lagging I am facing. Okay, I think it will work now. Fine. Okay, fine. So uh, today we will cover the Podman and the VM setup and the CI/CD. I hope I am audible, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So let me extract this to this part. Yeah. So it's not fine. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So today we will cover the Podman. Podman is same the means you can say the Docker. Everything is same. I mean the commands are same. And there is VM and then the CI/CD. So the table content contains the YML environments variable in Python, containerization, Podman, and we will have done the hands-on part. Okay. So let me tell you that what we will cover. Okay. And before that, let me start my VM also, so that I think I should take this part also. Yeah. Yeah. So
Hello.
yeah, someone was saying something.
So I have one doubt. Can I ask at the last or can I announce it?
Your audio is lagging, I think.
Uh, can I have one doubt? Can I ask now or at the last?
Yeah, you can ask right now. So what is the doubt?
Sir, with respect to that Vercel, when I deploy that, it's showing some error. It's sometimes it's showing that everything is running, but it's not getting
Yeah,
means
the
you are
Wednesday session. If you watch the Wednesday session, the sir has covered the Versal in very depth. Okay, so please.
actually after following that only I deployed it.
Okay,
As shown in that video, which was given in the means which was given in that the syllabus page.
okay. So okay, got the
But
point. You have doubt in Versal. We will see at the end. Okay. Uh,
okay, sir.
Yeah,
let's.
I too have a doubt.
Sorry.
I also have a doubt, sir.
Is it related to the this Podman
Yeah,
and
yeah, it is related to the assignment.
okay? So I think after this session that part will be covered, right?
Okay, sir.
Okay. So what we will do in today's session, uh, we will write some code. Okay. So you will write the code in your local virtual machine. Then you push the code on the Git, right? GitHub. Okay. So GitHub is a server, and inside GitHub there is one thing you GitHub Actions. Okay. So GitHub Action you can treat like a virtual machine. So this is a computer. This is also a computer. Here we will use Ubuntu, not Windows. Here also we will use Ubuntu. Then there is something known as Docker Hub. Okay. So you can think like it is a cloud. for Docker files. Okay, for Docker files. Means from Docker files means Docker images. So the Docker files, we say the Docker images. And there is one more computer which is publicly available. Suppose this is abc.com. So it is publicly available on a thing. So this is a website. It is hosting a website. You can think like that. Okay. So what will happen? We will write code here. We will push the code on the GitHub. Then that code will be containerized to image in this virtual machine. That image will be pushed in the Docker hub. Okay. Then it will give a notification to my Azure VM. Okay, so this is publicly, so we will do on the Azure because it will give you $100 free credits. Okay, so we will do the notification VM. Then this Azure VM will go and fetch the image and redeploy the code. Okay, so this will be the final flow that we will cover in the last part. Before that, we will cover the small things like this YML. This YML is required for this thing. Okay, so this part is required for this thing. This environment variable is also required in this setup parts. Then this containerization covers that how to create the image and Docker hub. So this Docker hub you can think like a containerization. So how we will do with the help of Podman. So Podman is a containerization tool. Okay.
Ritik, just one thing, like in GitHub, so that action will run the script to containerize and push, right?
Correct. So let me open my WSL and let me show you the final product first. Then we will redo that part piecewise. So first I will log into the my VM.
Ritik, if we are following along, should we operate in a remote window within WSL, or should we do it on from Windows?
I am just showing that what the final product will look. I don't think means you can follow along also, but many things will take much time. So I think you should make a mind map note on a paper so that everything, because there is too much thing to cover. So I would say that do a mind map. Okay. So this is a template document. You can see what I have written here. HRM. Let me change something. Ritik Roshan. Just HRM Ritik Roshan. Okay. I am saving it, and I will add git add, then git commit. So So whenever I am pushing the code, it is going to the GitHub. So you can see that here nothing happened. But if I open my Firefox, if I go to the GitHub, yeah, here the Firefox is there. And the app, I think, deployed. No. Yeah, so this is the app. And if I write something, I add here, right? So this is the app that is running on the things here. And this is the uh, yeah, so this is the GitHub code. Okay, so here, so this is the repository that from where the code is running. So this repository is automatically fetched by the Dockerize, and then it will go to the VM. So suppose I add something, my name, okay, and add a node. The nodes has been come down here. Now suppose I do some changes in my website. Okay, one small change I suppose I did that I changed the heading and I removed the heading at all. Okay, I removed the heading at all, and now if I just add, commit, and push, whenever I will push, it will come to GitHub, and if I go to the action and if I refresh it, you can see one action is automatically performing here. So not only it pushes, so my code has come to the GitHub, since it is showing that it has been pushed to GitHub. Now GitHub internally will dockerize my image, and then it will trigger the VM. So there are two steps. One is it will convert to the image and upload to the Docker hub. From the Docker hub, uh, it will trigger the my Azure VM, and it will redeploy the app. And I have done nothing. And if I refresh, the heading is gone. Okay. So what had happened? I just wrote the code. Okay, I just wrote and push to the Git.
So this one for GA3.
It is for GA2.
So GA3 question number 9. Any
Yeah.
problem? Oh, sorry, sir.
Tomorrow we will cover. Okay.
Okay, sir. Sorry.
Okay, so I hope you everyone got that what we are doing, because in the starting of the session everyone's saying that we don't know what is happening and how it is happening. So I hope you got to understood that what is happening now, no? Right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so let me summarize once again. So there will be a code, then there will be GitHub, and then there will be Docker Hub, and then there will be Azure VM. Okay, and then everything will be a computer. So what our task is that we will write the code and push on the GitHub. That is our job only. Okay, now GitHub will do everything. Okay, GitHub will do everything for me. GitHub will upload here also, GitHub will give a notification here also, and Azure will automatically redeploy the app. Okay, and it will be redeploy with the help of container, okay, image. Okay, so this all part will be automated with the help of GitHub Actions. Okay, we don't need to redo anything. So this is our main agenda after today. Is everyone understood what is happening? And one more thing, just think like that there are three computers. This is one computer. GitHub Action is also one computer, and Azure VM is also one computer. Okay, and this is just a cloud for image to store the image. Is that part clear? And every computer will be a Linux machine. Any doubt in this part? Understanding? Yes, Jay Tyagi.
So why do we need an extra server to upload images?
Where you will upload the image. So image size would range around MBs, I mean 200, 300 MBs. So means you want to upload the image on the Azure VM, right? Or something else? Yeah, you can upload on the Azure VM also. But Docker Hub is a standard way to manage the VM. Okay, image. Okay, so before doing all this, there are some few requirements to understand. The first requirement is the YAML. Okay, so YAML full form is very weird. YAML and markup language. It is exactly like means something is similar in YAML, that is the indentation. Okay, something is similar in the YAML, that is indentation. One thing is that similar. Why? But keep in mind that spaces are not allowed. Tabs are not allowed. If in Python tabs are allowed, right?
Yes.
In Python tabs are allowed, but here the tabs are not allowed. Why they are used? They are used for the configuration file. And where they are used in real life? In Docker, Ansible, Kubernetes. And what are the alternative things to YAML, or the things where we could compare the JSON thing, XML thing, and YAML? Okay, YAML is most human readable thing. This is coming from the Perplexity AI. The syntax is for YAML is indentation based, for JSON is brace and brackets. For comments, you can comment on the YAML file, but there is no comment on the JSON. YAML is very high readable and used for configuration file, and JSON is generally used for data exchange. Anyway, YAML has some 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are the things like scalar they have, dictionary they have, just like the Python dictionary, list and nested structure. So let us do some coding part. Okay, so let us do some coding part. So let us some create YAML basics. Okay, the extension name. So is my screen is visible?
Yes.
So extension can be .yml or it could be YAML. Okay, both are the valid extensions. Okay, so there is a scalars. So let us understand what are scalars in the first thing is scalars. So scalars means the literal things. So like name. Okay, so name I will provide a value. Ritik, like this is a name. If you want to give space, you can write here. You can write the age. So this is the integer value that is also supported. And the Boolean things are also supported. So Boolean value you can give like true or false. Okay. If you want to specify the list like subjects, so this is the list. The list structure is just note that give two spaces, not tab. Okay, tab are not allowed. Two spaces are allowed. So the subject is list. So maths, English. So this subject is the list. Okay. This is the scalar value. This is the string value. This is the integer. This is the boolean. This is the list. The comments can be given like this also. Okay. There is dictionary also support. So dictionary how to give, like marks you want to give for different subjects. So math 90 marks, English 100 marks. Okay. Okay. Age cannot be in 3 digit. So these are the different data types. So this is the dictionary.
Video not moving forward. It got forward.
Sorry.
The recording was stopped, but it's now working properly. Thank you, sir.
Your audio is lagging. Could you please tell something more? Hello. Hello. Is my
Sir, it
network is
was
fine?
yes, sir. Sir, it
Yes,
was
sir. Yes,
someone
sir.
else
Continue.
asking the doubt. Sir, I have one small doubt. When do we use a double space? Uh, when do we
In
use a double
where?
space?
Yeah. So this is a list, and these things
Yes.
are part of this list. So you need to intend. Okay.
Okay, sir. Got
So so this intentation is something like this. Okay.
okay.
But
Yes, sir.
if I do something like that, okay, so if I do something like that, suppose I want to add one more student. So this is one student. Suppose I want to add one more student. So I will need to write name. Uh, let me take some people name. Akbar. Okay, Akbar. But you can see that it is giving me error. What is the error? Map key must be unique. So this type of things cannot be possible. So for that, you need to create one top level object. So like student one, and these all things you need to intend by double spaces. Okay. Then you can do something like this, student two, and you can intend in something like that. Here you can see that intend is using space. So in my VS code, if I press tab, I think the intend is using the that part. So if you want to add multiple things, so this is how the hierarchy is happen. Okay.
Sir, here the spaces between, say, the key and value should be there, right? Or like say now, when you have age as 13, if you do a backspace at 13 or something, do you have to have a space or is it not compulsory?
If I gave a space, you can see the error is coming.
This
So
space.
this space is required.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So
Yes, sir.
whether the things are correct or not, you need to go on to the internet, and there are many YAML checker. Okay. And you need to check the YAML whether this is correct or not. So this is a valid YAML. If I write something like this, you can experiment with the things that this is giving the error. Okay. Okay, so if you understand it correctly, so I have written a YAML file for, can you identify that what are the things? So this is the what is this? So this is a string. Okay, this on is list, or what is this on thing?
This is a list containing another list, and
No, 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 no,
that
no.
list contains a dictionary.
This step is a list. Okay,
Yeah.
why?
Okay.
Because there is hyphen.
Okay, sir.
So if you see that list has hyphen, dictionary has key value pairs. Okay, so this name is a list, but this on is a dictionary. Okay, this dictionary
Okay, sir.
has a key push, and this push is also a dictionary. It is a it this push is a dictionary. Okay, it has
Okay,
a
sir.
key, and it has a value, and this is also a list. Okay, what is this Ubuntu latest is the string. Okay, this is a scalar string. This job is list or dictionary?
This is a dictionary.
Uh,
Dictionary.
yeah,
Oh,
dictionary.
correct, this is also a dictionary. Okay,
Dictionary.
so this is how the YAML's structure is
So this
organized.
build and push is a dictionary that has two dictionaries, right, sir?
Yeah, so you could have a nested structure. Okay, so nested structure is allowed, and comments is allowed with a hash symbol. Got the point?
Yes, sir.
So this on push branches are all dictionaries, and these are nested dictionaries. And this anything with a hyphen is a list.
Correct, correct. Anything with the hyphen is a list. So
So
that is
in steps, name and users will be one list entry, right? And then the other one will be another entry.
yeah. So that is like the thing. So there are a lot of experimentation that you can do with the help of this YAML checker. There are many YAML checker. You can go and do the experiment whether the YAML is valid or not. Anyway, I have stopped the server or not. Okay, so if you have set up the VM, this is how you can stop the server. I have stopped the server because it costs some money. Okay. Okay, so this is the YML part. Next thing is environment variable in Python. Okay. Okay, so what do you mean by environment variable? So let me tell you first. So with the example. So there is two things. So this is a Linux machine that I am running. Okay. If I run so let me write a bash script. Okay, vi a dot. Uh, the extension name does not matter in the Linux. So that is one point. Suppose I want to echo that dollar name. Okay, then I want to echo hello. Okay, if I save it, and if I define a name, what was the content? Dollar name. So suppose I define a name variable, and the name variable is 1 2 3 4. So if I run my script, so what the output should I get? Because name has defined the value this, so should I get 1 2 3 4 then hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so we are getting 1 2 3 4 and hello, but I haven't exported. Okay, so
Why did you change the permission of A?
because it has to be executable.
Okay, okay, okay. A was the script. Sorry.
Okay, so let me change the value of name. I am getting the value. I should not get the value. Okay, let me try with the this part. Okay, I think name is the default variable that is exported. That is the reason I think I am getting the value. Yeah, so that is the correct thing. Actually, name is the default variable. So if you print env, so there is name that is default variable in every bash shell. Okay, so there is a one default variable name. Actually, I think I have written in the ssh folder. Sorry, bash RC. That is why it is coming. No, I have not written here, but name is the default variable that is already in the path in the our environment. So okay, that value I have changed. That is the reason that it was exported to the bash. So what do I mean? Uh, so let us understand what was happening. Suppose this is a cell. There are some variables in the cells. Okay. So if you create a new process, so this variable will be visible to this process or not. By default, it is not visible. Okay. By default, it is not visible. So that is why our I have defined the x variable as something. So this is the content. But if I execute it, you can see I am not getting 1, 2, 3. But if I export it, so the sub process will also able to see the variable. Okay. This happen in the bash part. I hope there is no issue in this part. The similar thing happens in the Python also. Suppose I have an API key. So I generally what happened that users store their API keys in their uh, file. So they store a API key, suppose token, or just say API key. They store here like API key is 1, 2, 3. Okay. So they have stored the API key in the .env. They create a Python file. So let me create a virtual environment because .env is not installed there. So okay, without virtual environment, let us try to do. So let us write a.py. Okay, so we are writing a Python file. Here, what we will do, there is suppose I want to get the API, my API key. Okay, so for that there is from OS we can get the API key. So we write something like that: OS dot get env, and we write API key, and we can print the API key, and that's all. That is the thing to do. But if we run it, you can see I'm getting none, right? Because this is here. So for that, there is something known as .env. .env in Python. If you search, you can get that this is the way to use it. Okay. So I will copy this part. I will create a virtual environment very fast. Or we are going to do anyway in the hands-on session. So I think you get the point. So this was the best part. You export the variable, and in your Python script or any bash shell, you can directly get with the os.get. If the file is in the text, then you need to use the .env, and this is the code, just 2 lines of code. If you add this, this will not give you the value none. So this will give you the value, this secret, this value will be presented. Everyone get the point? Just 2 lines of code for the Python thing. So there is load env and load env. It will load the value from the text file to the Python file. That's all.
So it is like exporting the variable to a subprocess, right?
Correct. But in the this happens if you run the generally, yeah. So yeah, exactly like that. So this happens manually
You
mode.
mean to say in the right one, we won't be getting.
Your audio passed.
Sir, I was saying that you mean to say that in the right one, we won't be getting the API key because there is no export in the text.
Your audio is lagging, but what I want to say that this is one way to do the thing, same thing. This is also one way to do the same thing. Generally, this thing has to be redo again and again. So either you will do manually every time, or you write this same script in your bash.rc. If you watch my first session, there I have shown that how to write the bash rc.
Sir.
But
That
in
will run
Python
with the bash
standard, just
when it will.
yeah, in Python standard, just write a text file. Generally, it is .env. Okay, and just put that
Yes,
.env
sir.
in your folder and just load. Just these 2 lines of command will load everything from this .env to the Python. That's all. Got it?
I think just one thing. So by default, the subprocess is not able to access the environment variable
Correct.
unless it is exported. The Python application we are running is a subprocess for as far as the shell is concerned, and we are using .env this library to actually export the environment variable to the Python file.
Correct.
Right? Okay, thank you.
And actually, this export is specific to bash shell, right? And bash shell is specific to Linux or Mac. So if you are in different machine, suppose you are in Windows machine, then this bash script will not work. This export command will not work. But this thing will work in all of the operating system. Okay, because there is just a text file and Python file. Okay, so let's move to the next thing, and the next thing is the containerization. I am coming in just 1 minute, and till then, just install the Podman everyone with this command. Okay, I am coming in just 1 minute. Yeah, so okay, some people are helping in the chat box also. Okay, the next thing is the containerization. What is containerization? So containerization means every application has different dependency. Okay, so if you want to run a Python, a simple app.py, fast API, suppose fast API, right? So what are the steps to do? Can anybody guide me? The first step is you create a virtual environment. The second step is you install the dependencies with the help of pip. The third step is you write the command that is suited for the your operating system. So OS specific commands you write, right? Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So fast
Yes, sir.
API. So these are the different steps, and this is the OS specific commands, and then the app got run. Correct? And definitely you need to have a code file also. So this is the normal step. ये है आपकी आम जिंदगी. The next step is containerization. You write the code, and there is one more file, that is Dockerfile. That is just a script. You give
Sir,
it
I
to the
want to,
pod.
sir, I want to ask what this OS specific command means. I mean, can you explain it a little?
Yeah, the simple. If you, this is my window PowerShell, correct? So I am right now in the window operating system, right?
Yes, sir.
Suppose I want to open the Python Python window. So what command I need to write?
Python 3.
No, not working. I need to write Python.
Python.
Okay. Now I am in my window Ubuntu operating system. If I write Python, it giving Python not found. If I write Python 3, then it is accepted.
Okay.
Got it?
So it means a window PowerShell window PowerShell suggests that you should write Python, whereas Linux supports Python 3. So it means it is OS specific, right?
Yeah. Means there are other OS specific commands also,
I mean,
but this is a
Python
very
3 is
simple thing.
specific to Linux and Python is specific to Windows. So like that.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
thank you.
this is the normal world, okay? And let us use the Docker world. In Docker world, you write the code Dockerfile, then just a single command will create an image. And just write Podman run image. That's all. Just one command write, your everything will run in every operating system, whether that is Mac OS or anything. Definitely Podman has to be installed, means that container app has to be installed, but that will run without any issue. And the
Sir,
point
what
is
to be written in the document?
that part we will discuss in the next part. No, I am telling that why we need containerization. Okay, so ये है आपकी आम जिंदगी जिसमें आप कोड लिखते हो, फिर वर्चुअल इन्वायरमेंट पीप, और जैसे ये पूरा पार्ट आपको हर बार रिपीट करना पड़ेगा जब जब आप डिप्लॉय करेंगे, करेक्ट? पर डॉकर में बस आप इमेज लीजिए, पॉडमैन रन इमेज करिए, आपका काम हो गया. दैट्स ऑल. Okay, there are some more features for the containerization. It is quite similar to the virtualization. Containerization. In virtualization, there is a hypervisor which create a full-blown virtual machine. The containerization also create the something like virtual machine, but you can say they are the bare minimum virtual machine. Okay, but don't call it a virtual machine. But for understanding purpose, just say that they are bare minimum virtual machine. And why I'm saying virtual machine? Because if you go into the container, that will be virtual machine. So think like a ship. So this is your whole ship. And inside ship, there are some containers. But the point that I am making, this container in itself will be behave like a ship, an independent
What
ship.
do you mean
And
by
there
a
will
ship?
ship means pani ki jahaz.
Okay.
Okay. There we transport containers, right? The containers something looks like this, that is transported in the ships, right?
Yes, sir, I know.
Continue.
So this container has a very means this is isolated. The first thing that it is isolated, and resource intensive. Okay, so there are two things. One is the VM and one is the containerization. So they are quite similar. Both offer the isolation. VM is very resource intensive. Container is not much resource intensive. Architecture are different for both of them, and definitely speed for VM means deployability is speed. So portability will be more in the container, and in VM that will be less. Okay. Anyway, so there is one more thing, that virtualization enables emulate entire operating system, while containerization runs application within shared operating system. Virtualization is very high level isolation, and containerization is means it is okay for the application deployment. If you need very high level isolation, then you need to create a separate virtual machine for every app. That's all. Then what are the tools for containerization? One is the Podman, which is open source. One is Docker, which is industry standard, but that is not open source. Okay. There are some more difference that could be asked if you it could be asked in the Viva. That Podman is without Dauber, so without daemon and root permission, and that is why it is more lightweight. Okay. Podman is more lightweight and without daemon, without root permission. What is daemon? Daemon means background process. Okay. So Podman has to be run in the background process at all. So daemon is actually a terminology used in Linux for all the background processes to enable. In Podman, that is not required. Even the root permission are not required. For Docker, has to be root permission. And why the root permission is important? Because if you have the root permission, then you can edit the system file also, right? But Podman does not require the root permission. The code will be exactly same. The code part will be exactly same in both Docker and uh, Podman. Okay. So code
So are we
parts will
seeing that
be
Podman does not require this background process access or root permission, right?
correct. Correct. There are more difference. You can, yeah, correct point. Okay. So that's all from the things. Just remember thing that Podman is without daemon, without root permission, and that is open source. Docker is daemon
And
based,
sir,
root is required,
what,
and it is not open source.
sir, without
Someone,
this daemon, what is the difference in the result of, I mean, like, what is the difference when you do it with Podman and what's the difference when you do it with Docker in the result outcome?
means the practical wise, Podman will be more faster. So it is
It's all about
lightweight
the
and
speed,
fast.
right?
Correct. So here it is saying that faster startup 50% quicker, lower resource overhead. That is also important thing. That it does not require more resource. Since Docker need a root permission and daemon, it is more resource heavy. Suppose your app required very less resource, then just use Podman.
So
Okay, so
the question I
If
would
that's the case,
ask
then
you,
how the Docker is in the system?
because Docker has some more integration with the other systems. So like means Podman also has like Podman has something known as it is not written here. Oh, here it is written. Podman Compose. It is less mature. Okay, means this is open source. So many open source is contributed by the who contribute to open source. Means the free people like us, right? So they contribute to the open source. So Podman, the new feature which is required, the update is less in the Podman, the update is more in the Docker. So many new things automatically comes in the Docker first. And Docker has some more features like Compose and Swarm, other things. What are those features? I think we need more sessions for that. But we will not cover that once. Okay. Anyway, so now we are going to cover the Podman. Podman will create the isolation, less resource intensive. Okay, architecture is different than the others. The first part is the installation part. Just write this command and the Podman will got installed. Okay, so let me clear the screen. So I am in my Ubuntu machine, and so everyone, so many of you I have figured out that don't know how to install the means how to open the Linux. So everything we will do on the Linux. So this Podman, everything we will run on a Linux a machine. Okay, and that Linux machine will be a part of Windows, means not directly but somewhat part of Linux. So if someone don't know, then one simple way I will tell them, go to the Microsoft Store, search here Ubuntu. Okay, this Ubuntu app is coming, just install it. Got it? After installing it, if you search for Ubuntu, this part will come, and just double click on that. And you are in Ubuntu machine. How will you know? This is how will you know. Okay, starting there will come for the in the first session I have covered that how to do in detail, but this is the thing that is different. If you are in Window PowerShell, it looks something like C drive. In the Linux, there is nothing C drive, D drive. Everything is in the root. I have covered in very detail in the first session. You can go and check out. That was in very depth. So this is the first part that I cover in very depth, that how the Linux works. Every installation part was covered here. Okay, WSL version, exe, list, installation, update, everything is done in very depth. You can go and check out that part. And if there is error, then these are the things like you need to enable the virtualization from the BIOS and other things if some error comes. But if no error comes, then just go to the sorry everyone. Okay, let me open again. So I hope you will go to the Microsoft store and you will install the Ubuntu, and whenever you search for the Ubuntu, it will come like this. Okay, now these all commands will work. The first command is sudo apt get -y install podman. Okay, I have already installed, so it will come something like this, right? Okay, you can check that podman has installed podman ---- version. So it is coming like this. So podman, the podman command is working. So there are 4 components of the Podman. The commands will be exactly same. Okay, so means I will show the commands, but for Docker and Podman, the commands will be exactly same. So there are something you need to understand, that there is a Docker file. You can think like a text document. Okay, this will be a text document. With the help of text document, with the help of a command, with the help of Podman command, this text document will take the code file, okay, and some instructions, okay, instructions to set up. So this text file will be the instruction to set up. Okay, and this text file will have the instruction to set up. Podman will take and will create an image. And when you run the image, whenever you will run the image, the container will be created. Okay. So there will be code and there will be a text file. This whole thing will be given to Podman. Podman will create an image. And that image can again be given to the Podman or Docker, and it will deploy app. Directly it will deploy the app, and that deploy app we call container. Got the point? The flow. Just take the flow. We are cover the hands-on flow. Okay, so there is the same thing is here mentioned. The links are also here. Dockerfile will be taken and the Docker image will be created. Then Docker image can be run. So if you run that Docker image, then the container will be created. And you can push the code also on the cloud. This is a cloud, okay? Okay. Okay. And from the cloud, this is a production server, means our Azure VM, that will take the code from this Docker Hub and run it as a container. Means this same running thing is happening here also, because here is also the image itself. The same image is stored in the Docker Hub. So is the terminology clear? The Docker file is a text. Docker image is some 100 to 200 MB file, which will have the instruction and the code. Both thing will be there. Okay. And Docker Hub is just a cloud where the same image is stored. Is the flow clear?
Sir, it means we write code in base code, and when we post on GitHub, it is just pushing the code, but GitHub just convert it into a file which goes to Docker, and that file is a text file which can be converted into image then. So it means Docker contains that file, and it can be containerized and can be run and deployed, right?
Correct, correct.
Okay. And that Docker also that text can be also pushed to the Docker Hub and then to the production server Azure VM, and there can also be deployed for a full-blown app.
Yeah, you are getting it correctly. So take the workflow. Don't try to remember the commands. Okay, just understand what is happening. So there are two things. There are three things. One is there will be the code file, correct? There will be multiple code files, and then there will be a Docker file. It is a text document, okay? And that part is converted to the image. So this is a separate thing. I will cover in the two parts. This is the one part, okay? I will cover in the second part this thing. And the second thing is from the Docker image, how to run it, okay? From the Docker image, how to run the container. So what do I mean? This is a one part. From code and text file, the conversion of the thing, I will cover in the part 2. Part 2 means in today's session only. It doesn't mean the tomorrow session. And from the image to run, so this is the running part. The container is deployment, okay? Same thing is deployment. Or if you play click on the run button, okay? Same thing. This is the part
So
one.
image deploying it in the local virtual machine running it, huh?
Yeah, so something like that. This is the thing I am talking. So there are some. Okay, so where are the images stored? In our local directory or in the Docker Hub, right? Right? Am I correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so let me come to the and let me search for the. Okay, so I think it is here. I will go to the Docker Hub. So go and log in on the Docker Hub, and where to see. Where is search button in Docker? Okay, so I can search simply Docker Hub images. Okay, and if I go here, there are many repository are created. Repository means image. Okay, this is my repository. I need to explore. I will go to the explore and I will search something. So suppose search Nginx. So Nginx is a server. Means this is a pre-built. Someone can deploy. Someone can push their code as an image here. So I will go to the Nginx, and here is a command docker pull Nginx. So I will copy the command, and yeah. So I have copied the command, and let me open the Ubuntu. What should I open? Where this command will run? In the window machine or in the Linux machine?
In the command prompt or in the bash shell, we can run it
Okay.
either.
Okay. So let me open the command prompt. Let me open the PowerShell, and let me open the Ubuntu. So can you tell me what are these three things? The command prompt, PowerShell, and this bash shell.
CLIs.
Yeah, CLI. But note one thing. This GUI is part of window machine, right? This Chrome that I have opened, this is part of window machine.
Yes, sir.
So that window machine, so this C drive, where is C drive? In the window machine, right? So this command prompt will be able to run only the Windows machine thing. I don't want window machine. Close it. This PowerShell also has C drive. C drive is where? On the window machine. I don't want to operate on window machine. I will close this. This is not the window machine. A separate virtual machine has been created, and this whole machine is a Linux machine, and here all the commands will run, and here we have installed the Docker, sorry, Podman. Okay, so the same command I will copy, but instead of Docker I will write Podman. Okay, the same thing will happen. And since Docker by default, so there are many way to just one thing also understand uh, that there are many cloud services. Okay, not there is Docker Hub also, there are other cloud services also. Why I'm not able to write? Yeah, so there are many other cloud services also. Okay, Docker by default take all the services for the Docker Hub, but Podman has also access to the other cloud. So there is one extra thing that you need to provide. Okay, one thing I am always missing. Okay, so let me do it here only. Okay, so I will do every step one by one. This pull, run, and stop it. So we will do Podman, pull, and nginx. Nginx, I think the name is correct. Nginx. Okay, I will pull it, but I need to pull it from the Docker. So the Docker website is docker.io. So that part I need to provide. Okay, it will pull the Docker image from that thing. So one image that is already there, and that is created. So let me clear the screen, and if I write Podman image, so these are the different image I have. So this is the one image that I have, right? there is two things. One is this name and is this ID. So both things are considered as means you can target on both things. So let us run this image. So I will write podman run, okay, and I want to run this nginx. So this container has run, but this container is isolated, and generally it runs in 8080 port, I think. So if I go to the local host 8000 8080, there won't any come anything because the container is isolated, okay. So we need to expose something on that. So I am stopping the container. So there is something known as port, some port I want to extend. So if some request is coming in 8080, I want to bind that request to 8080. Now the server is running, and if I refresh this thing, it should come here. Okay, let me search what is default default port for nginx. Port 80 is default for the nginx. Okay, so I will stop it. Okay, so the default port is 80, not 8080. Now I will run. So this is saying that if someone enter the 8080 port, then redirect to the 80. Somewhere I am hitting 127.0.0.1. Okay, so let me try again. So Podman images and Podman. Okay, so one thing I forgot, I need to stop the other thing. So if I type Podman minus PA, so there are many things are running. So I need to first stop them. So Podman PS, and to stop them, stop, and you need to provide the ID. So the first one I want to provide F1, then 43, then AE, and then BA. So these things will be stopped. So everything has been stopped. If I run again Podman PSA, this thing has been stopped, but I need to remove it. So for removing it, Podman RM, and I need to provide again IDs 43, AE, and BA. Okay, so this thing has been removed, and now no container is running. Okay, now I think I can run the Podman app on 8080, and it will listen on 80. Yeah, so now it is coming. Everyone got the point? That just understand this thing, that right now no container is running. If I write podman run and I expose the 8080 port, so if I stop the server and instead of 8080, suppose I write 5000, okay, and if I go back and if I refresh, the 8080 has been disabled, so it will don't run. So now the thing, same thing is in the 5000. Okay, it has refreshed, and now nginx is coming. So nginx, you can think like that, it just show the first step. Okay, just think like that. So nginx is an image that just show the first step. That image we have run, and that image is just showing this thing. Is that part clear? That you need to expose a port so that other people can access on my machine, because it run on a isolation, and that part is done by -p. That part is clear. There is one more thing that is done, that if I remove, close the cell or pause it, the Docker, it has been stopped. So there is one more thing that comes, -d. So the Docker is running in the background. So it is detached mode. So is D and P part is clear, right?
Just one thing. Were we getting an error with 8080, or did we just show that we can do any port?
Okay, so I didn't get your question, but what I think
Uh,
that, so
80,
okay, okay,
8080 is
yeah,
the
yeah.
thing,
Okay,
right? So
just look, just 1 second. I think after this the doubt will be clear. This is the virtual machine. Okay, so some user will hit the virtual machine only. No, the virtual machine ID, suppose IP is 123. Okay, this is the IP. Then this virtual machine will internally create. So this is like this. Okay, it is not erasing, but this is the virtual machine, right? Okay, this is the virtual machine, host OS, right? This IP is suppose 127, and here the port is export suppose 5000. But the container container has no IP. Okay, just forget the container is IP. But container has internally created a operating system, and internally it exposed on 80. So this part -p is saying that if the request is coming at 5000 in the host OS, then that request you have to map to 80. You have to forward to 80. And by default, nginx runs on 80 port. Okay. Okay, that part is clear. Okay.
we could have chosen any port, right? 8080 as well, or on the outside,
Yeah,
or
correct.
we could have chosen 5000 or
Yeah,
any
even
port on which
internally
is
you
clear.
can change. Internally you can change the port. Externally you can change. I have changed, no, from 8080 to I have changed to 5000.
Okay, only for demonstrating this. Okay.
Yeah. So there is one more thing. The container is running in the background. Okay. So some container has running and some container has stopped. So think like a virtual machine. Some virtual machine is running, some virtual. So there is there is different thing. Okay. There is a computer which is on. There is a computer which is off, and there is a computer which is destroyed. What is the difference between them? The on computer you will create some files, right? You can interact on them. In off computer the files will be preserved, right? In destroyed computer all files will be deleted, right? Okay, so if I write Podman, the containers that are now the PS, so this is a container which is running, and if I type -a, it will list all the containers who have stopped, but they could be restarted. So these are the off computers, these are the on computers. The destroyed computers are nowhere, they are destroyed, they are gone, they are not even in the cycle bin. Are you getting the point? So suppose I want to turn on the computer from the off computer to on computer.
Can you explain again from the on-off destroyed thing which you wrote, and then
Suppose
maybe show both of these together?
this presentation I made, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So how do I made? I turn on my computer and made the presentation
Hmm.
and save it.
Hmm.
And if I stop my computer,
Hmm.
the stop means
Hmm.
off. If I turn off the
Hmm.
computer, will my presentation will be destroyed?
No, it will be saved.
Correct. So
if you saved it.
yeah, so we have stopped the container, and these are the containers that are saved. We can
Okay.
restart the container with the command podman start. Okay, so
Hmm.
run is for the new computer. Okay, podman
Hmm.
start is for the thing. So you can write the whole name, this name, whole name you can write. Either you can write the first some character of the this thing. So you can write 90, and it that server will be stopped. How do I know that it is running for 6 seconds? Okay, so you can turn on off the computers, you can turn on off the containers. Okay, now let us destroy all the container. So for that, podman, the first step will be you need to stop the container. So let us stop the all the starting container. This is the container, this is the container. I can either write the full name, or I can write the first some characters, any number of characters. So 90, and for this I can write just one character, one, because there is no other container whose starting point is one. Only one container is there, right? There are three containers. So if I write, that part will be stopped, and then after that I can remove with rm command. Remove is destroyed. Okay, the remove thing is destroyed, and now I want to remove this exited also. I mean this off computer also. And now if I run this thing, that there are no computer at all, there are no containers at all.
So I want to ask why to create so many containers.
Because you want to run multiple apps. Suppose you want to run apple.com, microsoft.com, other services. For every other service you will have different code base, different image.
Sir, even if we close this virtual machine, will these servers still be running?
uh, no, so that is why we use the Azure cloud. So Azure cloud, the virtual machine never closed. If you close the virtual machine, then the container inside that will be also closed, no? But if you
That means,
close the
sir,
terminal, if you close the terminal, if I close the terminal, the computer does not shut down. Okay, so there is difference between closing the terminal and shutdowning the machine.
no, no, sir, I'm
So
not
the
talking about running the machine, but I'm talking about like if I close this terminal, this virtual machine, uh, this terminal that we are working on, then do our system will be, I mean, like that particular will be running on, that particular server will
yeah,
be
that
running on.
will be running. So yeah, that will be running. So let me Linux command for uptime. So there is uptime. I think uptime will display uptime. So it is saying me that it is up for 1 hour something. Okay. If I if I close this, and if I open my Ubuntu machine again, and if I write uptime, you can say it has not been stopped yet, right? But if I write sudo shutdown now, now my machine will be shut down. And now if I open my Ubuntu machine again, and if I write uptime, I think it is a normal time. Okay, this is the average time. Okay, so how to see that how long my Linux is turned on. Okay, so let us try this command. So there are some output are coming. Let us say that, yeah, so I think this is the second that I am seeing. 21 second, 22 second, 23 seconds, right? So let us shut down my machine. It is not shut downing. Okay, it is not shut down in connection refused. I don't know why, but you can check with the uptime. Okay. Normally, if you close the terminal, the computer does not shut down. Okay. Means this what is this? This is a bash shell, right?
Yes, sir.
I think now it has been shut down. And if I open the Ubuntu, and it is taking some time, it means it was shut down. Uh, I think there is some other way to check that thing. Okay, forget about that thing. But okay, so one question I want to ask. This is the window PowerShell. If I close the PowerShell, will my computer will be shut down? My window computer?
No, sir. No, sir.
Yeah. So this bash shell is also a machine, just a shell. So don't treat that this bash shell is whole operating system. This is just a program, just like the PowerShell. So closing the bash shell does not shut down your machine. That is the thing. Anyway, so
So,
that
so it means will power if we will power off our computer, then maybe the server will stop, right? Power off,
yeah,
not
if you power up the
closing the
computer, then
terminal.
yeah, the closing
Okay.
terminal is different and power up is different. Okay.
So it means when we'll power off, then server will stop, right?
Yeah, if you power up, the server will stop because whole machine will be power up. Okay.
Okay.
So the containers are also the part of machine. No, these containers are a program inside the operating system, right? So if you close the operating system, then their sub processes, the programs will also close, right? Anyway, so did you guys understand that if you want to pull the image from the, so now you are able to pull the image from the cloud. Then if you want to create, so this create new computer. Okay, so this thing, there is on computer, off computer, destroyed computer, new computer. Okay, so there is on computer, so new computer, off it, on it, destroy it. So new computer is done by run. Off is if you want to off the computer, then stop. If you want to on it, then you can start. If you want to destroy it, then remove. That's all. Is the part is clear? If you want that, if I stop, automatically the computer got destroyed, then there is option -rm. If you just off, that will be destroyed. You can also name some good looking name instead of the taking this container ID. Okay, so you can name it beautifully also. That is the small part. So the first part we cover, the first part that from the image we are building a container. So run command build a new container. Okay, and this container can be stop, and this container can be again start. And if you want to create a new container, then if you run again the run command, it will create a new container. Okay, got the point? The first part is clear to all of you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let us move to the second part, how to create the things. Okay. Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, just to once part one because I had a network issue.
Yes. Yes. What is the issue?
No, sir, I had a network issue. I was not able to hear you whatever you were telling during the part one.
So I was just telling that you have an image. Okay. You have an image,
Okay, sir.
and from the image, if you run, it will create a new
Okay.
container. Okay. If you run again, then it will create the same image. You can run again and it will create a new image, new container. Okay. But if you want to temporarily stop this container, then you can run the command stop. And if you want to on again, then you can run the command start. And if you want to destroy the computer, then you can run the command rm. Definitely after that, you need to provide the ID that which container you want to destroy or stop.
Okay, sir. Okay, got it.
Okay, so let us build the Docker file. So now we are going to build a Docker, the part 2. Am I audible? My screen is visible. Any issue?
No, sir. Sir, please share this like presentation that you are using after
Okay.
the class.
Okay. So this is the part 2. So for part 2, there has to be some code files and there has to be a text file. So the code I have pre-written and I will copy paste the code and let us create a code. Okay, let us create the code first. So how to create a new code? So I will go to the Git. I will create a new repository. The new repository is the, let us name the thing that I have done. The TDS Docker 2. Okay, so let us run it TDS Docker and Docker 3. Okay, so this is a public and I will create a repository. I will do the SSH and I will copy this thing. Okay, then I will open the my Ubuntu machine and here I will create the code. So I will move to a stage directory and in this stage directory what I will do, can anybody tell me that I want to work on this repository, I want to create all the files folders that will be uploaded here. Can anybody tell me? Just git clone and that SSH3. And before that, before doing this thing, authentication to Git is required. So ssh-keygen, do this, then cat, go to the your SSH folder, and there will be public IP. You have to cat it, copy paste the same thing in your SSH key. This part I hope you all know, right? So I will write git clone and I will paste this thing, and then it will clone the TDS Docker. And if I move to the TDS Docker 3, you can see there are no files, right? So this is a Linux machine and here I will copy paste some code. So some code are pre-written. Let me go to the, so this is a one app that I have already created. Okay, some file I will not copy, git docker ignore git ignore b c d p and okay, this much I think docker ignore we will create on, git ignore create on, app py docker file also we will create on. Okay, so there are only 3 things I have copied. I will go to the Linux machine. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes,
You're
sir.
on.
So this is a repository and here I will paste just 3 files. Okay, just 3 files. Let me remove this also. Just 2 files. One is the app.py, one is the template. What is the template? Let me open with the VS Code. Okay, so there are only 2 files. Just think like this is the one file and this is the another template. Okay, I forgot about this thing. forgot this thing also. They will automatically be created. Okay, so there are only two things. One is the index. So this is a simple HTML page, and this is the app.py. So to run this application, what are the steps that you do? The first step, you create a virtual environment. Okay. The second step, you source it. And the last step, you install all the dependencies, the Flask and Flask SQL Alchemy for the database. Okay. Next thing, you want to maintain the version control. So you did pip 3 freeze, and you will write in the requirement.txt. And that's all. So now you can run your app in this virtual environment. If I write Python 3 app.py, now the app is running. And if I open the app, this is the app, and I can add the nodes. And the database store the data locally. So simple SQLite thing I am using. Don't try to understand the code, but the code is just set up a SQL Alchemy, and if someone comes on the index, they just return them the index HTML, and also do the just show the table. Okay, the data is stored in this folder, nodes.tb. So is the code part is clear, and how you run locally to test yourself? Okay. So I want to Dockerize the thing. So what are the key code that I want to Dockerize? Means I want to store in somewhere. That is fixed code. Can anybody guide me? Is the Git is a code that I want to Dockerize?
Definitely not.
Virtual environment.
Uh, we may give instructions.
Yeah, the instruction means for running the app, virtual environment is required, but the code part is not the virtual. So remember the things. We want to change the thing in the two parts. Okay, one is the code part and one is the instruction part. So what are the code that I want to Dockerize? Is the database I want to save. Database is also volatile. If our app run again, then database will be created freshly new, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I will create one file. So there is one file you need to create, that is .docker ignore. Okay, did you got the point?
And it will include what to ignore in the file, right?
Sorry.
And it will include what to ignore in this file, like .get and all.
Yeah. So I don't want to track the Git folder. I don't want to track the VNV folder. I don't want to track instance folder also. Okay. Got the point?
Yes, sir, got it. Similar to dot get ignore, right?
Yeah. So now I want to Dockerize. So Dockerize for that. So the code part is clear. What the code we have to take, that part I have written here. Except this thing, everything you have to take. Okay. Suppose there is a folder VNV. I don't want to track that folder. Okay. So the next thing that is compulsory is Dockerfile. Dockerfile. The extension name should be this only, Dockerfile. And here
What
we
more did
write
you what more did you add in Docker ignore?
Docker ignore means except this thing, add everything.
Okay. Okay.
That is the Docker ignore, and this is a Docker. So two files you have to create. One is Docker ignore, and one is a Docker file. Okay. So the first thing what you did for running the app, you
You
created the
created
virtual
virtual environment.
environment. Okay. So I need the Python. Okay. So there is a Python pre-built in the Docker. If you go to the Docker hub and if you search for Python, here you will find the Python, and there are many versions of Python present here. Okay. Okay. So anyone you can choose. So how to choose? This is the way we write from docker.io, from this repository, this cloud platform. I have to extract the Python 3.12 minus slip. How I got to know that this will be the name? I got to know from here. Okay. So I want Python, and the version I am specifying by the column. Okay, got it? This is the exact version I want. So the Python version is fixed. Now I have to where, so it will create a environment and where I want to work. So I will create a work directory. This work directory will be created in the container. Okay, this is for the container. Now in this container, what file I want? I want every file, correct? So I will write copy every file. But before that, one step I have to do. Have I installed the requirements? No. So first I will copy the requirement in the thing. Then I will run pip3 install, and there should be no cache. You can provide, it is optional. So there should not be any cache, and -r requirement.txt. Then I want to copy whole application. And then what command you want to run? Python app.py, correct?
Yes.
So you have to provide that command in the form of list. You write Python 3 and you write app.py. That's all. The two files you have to provide, the ignore file and the Docker file, and the code. What code? This is the code. You are copying every file from this directory except the git ignore files. Okay, so let me go to the.
How you wrote Python 3 app.py?
This is the standard. You don't have to write like this. Okay, don't write like this. Command you have to write like this, that you want to run the Python 3 command and for app.py. One more thing, for every other app, if you want a Node.js app, then you need to search on the internet. Okay, there is no I want a Docker file for Node.js. Okay, so this is the Docker file that is written. Just copy it and run it. Okay, and modify as yourself, that it needs the node application and this. Got it? So for the Python apps, this is something like this. Just save it, and after saving it, okay, I have saved it, and I will clear the thing. Okay, now the command that you need to run is podman. Okay, so the command I have listed already. So you want to build the image, so this is the command build, and the tag you want to give. And one more thing I want, that this image should be go to the my container also, means my cloud also. So I will provide that I want that docker.io. This is my username. Okay, and this is the, you can type the name. So I am talking, this is a note making application, and the tag that you are giving you have to provide here. You can like 1 2, it is like versioning, but for now let us write latest. Okay, and now you
Sir,
have
what
to,
does -t mean here?
sorry, this two you are saying.
So he is asking about what is -t here.
Yeah, this is a tag, so it is something like means the a same image could have multiple tags, so multiple image could be there, so means multiple versions of the app could be there. So for now let us build only
Okay, sir.
one app, that is latest. Okay, so this is a command to build this build app with name note. You got the point? But where is the docker file? Where is the docker file? Can you tell me the location? It is in the current folder, right? What is the shortcut for the current folder?
Dot.
That's all. So if I write podman images, so this is the image that has been created just 7 seconds ago. Okay, and now I don't need to do anything. I can just write podman run in the detach mode, and automatically got removed if I want to exit, means if I stop and just run my the app. So what I can write, I also want to listen the port now. So the port I have provided in the app 8080. Okay, so the port 8080, and I want to run this image. So I can directly provide the name, or I can provide this tag image ID. So let me provide image ID. The app is running, and
Ritik, just one thing. Can you tell again what that D flag meant? I'm
detach mode.
forgetting that.
That detach means that does not open the, that does not open the means window. You can do other things. It will start in
Okay, okay.
background.
Okay, start and back.
Local 8080 is fixed with nginx. Okay. Okay, so let me stop first. Podman ps minus a podman stop 18 podman rm 18. Okay, podman ps minus a. So now no containers are running. Now I have the image. I want to run this note app, and the 8080 port will be listen on the thing. So let me write now the whole repository name, and let me refresh. Now the app is running. Now I can able to do the things. Just one command will run that. Is the part is clear?
You did Podman run D, then RM. Why did you
Yeah.
use RM?
So RM means if I stop the app,
It will remove it as well. Huh?
yeah, so it will automatically be removed. I don't need to explicitly remove. So it will destroy the app also. So
Okay. Okay.
It is stopping the app,
and it's minus space to redirecting it to 8080 port, right?
yeah. So if the request is coming at 8080, then go in container 8080. So this is from operating system to container.
So for redirecting it, it is used here, right?
Yeah, correct. So container is isolated. I don't want isolation. I want something to open.
Sir,
And other
may I ask a
other
very
things.
basic question?
Yeah. So what is happening inside this thing? Let us dive. Oh, yeah. Just wait a second. We are running out of too much time. So there is one thing you can log this app. Okay, the app is not running. Let me start the app. Now if I want to see what the app is doing, so I can do the logs, and I can provide the name 96. Okay, so this is a static log, and if you want a live log, then there is option of F. This is live log. If I refresh the app, you can see the log is there. And if you want to see that if you want to go inside the container, then you can write Podman execute in interactive mode. I think it is option minus IT, and the name. So the name of the app is this ID. You can give 9696, and a bash shell I want to enter. So this is the app. I can write the tree command. Sorry, the tree command. So this is like a. So if I cd back, you can see it is like a whole Linux system. If you go to the slash app, okay, you can see all the files are present here. Okay,
So
you
try
can exit.
ls.
Yeah, the
So
ls
try
command
ls.
I run here. No,
Okay, sir.
is it not visible? This is ls. So this is the execute command. You can exit from the things, but it does not stop. Okay, the podman ps minus a, the app is running. Okay, you can do the log, live log. The app is running. You can refresh the page. The app is running. So you can do this thing. I will stop the app and podman ps
Sir,
minus
can I
a.
ask a very basic
Yeah,
question?
yeah. Now you can ask podman. Yeah.
Sir, that's a very basic question that we are using Podman and Docker to run this app on a local host, right?
Yeah.
What is the benefit that we are getting that we are not running it through Python or?
Okay. The benefit is that just one command to run. So I have just podman image, and I have this image, and if I just write I don't need to create. So this image can be transported in any operating system, and you just need to execute one command, podman run this image. That's all. The whole app will be run automatically. There is no need to create virtual environment requirements and the OS specific command. No other command is required. That's all.
So it means in
Thank you, sir.
any computer, if you'll run this command, it will automatically start that app, right?
Sorry.
It means if you give that command, Docker command, to any other machine, they will, if they will run, then it will start the app. It
Correct.
it don't
Correct.
need to.
Yeah, the same thing. We will create a one new machine on Azure and we will deploy. The next thing is that only. This large, fast, but it will be hands on. So we will implement GitHub Action also. Okay. So just a 2 minute break. I hope everyone is okay, right?
Okay.
Okay, so is everyone present now? YouTube link, anyone? For YouTube link, just search for the IITM BS. Go to the IITM BS website. Sorry, go to the YouTube. Go to the IITM BS website. Go to the channel, main channel, and if you so here tools in data science you will get. Go to the playlist, and this is the playlist where all the video sessions are present. Okay.
Oh,
Okay. So am I audible? Everything is fine.
yes, yes.
Okay, so let us do a last fast hands-on. So there is some setups needed. WSL setup, Git setup you all did. WSL store to Ubuntu. Just download. I showed you. For Git setup, just run ssh-keygen in your Ubuntu machine. So everything will be done in Ubuntu machine. Okay, everything will be done in this Ubuntu machine. So in this Ubuntu machine for Git setup, you need to do ssh-keygen, and after ssh-keygen, you need to give the public key on the GitHub. And then you can do the Git setup. So that part we have already covered. So now we need to do the Docker setup, cloud setup. The two things we need to do. And then only we can define the GitHub Actions and other things. Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Okay, so this is the, so let be clear.
So it's already 10. Are we covering the Git part today?
Git part we already covered in the in the second session itself.
Yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir. I mean, like the
so
upcoming part.
okay, let me show you. Okay, let me see. Just run a one command ssh-keygen, okay, in your computer. After that, run the command cat $.ssh, and then you need to provide ID and .pub.
Yes, sir. That publication ID, and then
Yeah,
use this in
just
that.
copy it. Just copy it. Go to the settings and go to the SSH and JPG, and here add the key. The same key I have already added. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So this is the first thing. This will allow you to push the code. Okay. Now the second thing you need to set up is the Docker. So for that you need to go to the Docker website and log in the Docker and go to your accounts. Okay.
So, college email ID or personal email ID?
I will say that use your student mail ID. It will give you some, maybe it can give you some discounts. Okay, because Azure also will be on the same email ID. So just use one ID. So this is the thing. Here, if you go to explore, there you can explore many other things after login. And if you go to the My Hub, you can create a repository. Okay, this is a create a repository. It is actually only one repository you can create. Okay, that is a issue. In free version you can create only one repository, but in private version, means if you pay you can create more repositories. I have created one repository. This is a repository here. Okay. Okay.
Like this.
Okay, so you need
Yes,
to,
yes.
yeah, so whenever you will create a repository, okay, Docker setup we will do little bit later. So this is a Git setup, SSH key done. The next thing that you need to done is the run this command. After SSH key, public key. So this is the local, and this is the GitHub. Okay. So from the code to Git to GitHub, that is the part we are covering now. So for GitHub, you will go to the setting and write the thing. Then in local config, write your git config, git config, git config. These 3 commands you need to write again. And after that, you can run the you can run this command. Git add commit branch remote. So this command you can add. So means this will be command. You do the task, write code, and then you need to just add dot commit -m and the code, and then push. Just 3 command you need to remember every time you make changes in the code. These 3 command you need to run again and again. So I make change code, I add in the staging area, I check whether this is a caching part, then I commit it, and then I push it. And it out in the part from code to Git to GitHub. The same thing I have demonstrated, this thing. I created a new repository already. This TDS Docker 3 repository, it should be there. This repository I created, I pull the repository, and then I clone it, and then this is the repository that I got. Got it?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so I can push the code. So git add. So there is one more thing. Before pushing the code, you don't want to push the virtual environment also. So for that, there is one file known as .git ignore. So I don't want to push the VNV folder, .vnv folders, and the instance folder. Okay, the most important thing. The database I don't want to push, right? The Docker ignore and Git ignore Docker file I want to push, because Git will create Docker for me right now. So the Git ignore will contain the virtual environment and the instance folder that I want to ignore. Okay, so for Git part, the Git ignore is enough. Then now I can do git add. So these are the things. Now git add. Everything I will add except the git ignore, and then git commit -m first commit, and then git push as a user. The user, which user? This configuration you need to do. Config first time. After that, you can do again and again origin. That's all. The code has been pushed to the GitHub. How I am sure that code has been pushed to the GitHub? If I refresh it, now the templates, Docker ignore, and Docker files are present. So all the Git history system, my code, and the instruction to build the Docker file is present in the my code. Is the part is clear?
Yes. 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 Yes.
I hope there is no doubt from code to Git to GitHub. Let us move to the next part. The next part is GitHub Action. So there is 2 things. Let me summarize the code again. So from code, you will move to the GitHub. GitHub will trigger one thing known as GitHub Actions. Okay. Then GitHub Action will create the image. It will upload in the Docker Hub, and it will give a notification to my Azure VM. Okay. So there has to be some connection. So for pushing the code, there is SSH authentication, correct?
Yes.
For GitHub action, so this is the GitHub action. For GitHub action to Docker Hub, we will use a authentication method known as token based. Okay, so it is something like user ID and password. Got it? The password will be replaced by the token. So it will not be password anymore, it will be token.
Sir,
So
what GitHub action do you use?
yeah, so GitHub Action in itself is a small computer inside the cloud that can do some parts of code. So it is a, you can say it is also a Linux machine.
Okay.
Got it? It is a
Yes.
computer. You can think like that. The code where you write, that is also a computer. The Azure VM is also a computer. The GitHub Action is also a computer. So more or less the analogy will be same. So now we are doing the token based authentication. We are going to do the token based authentication.
Authentication.
So for the token based authentication, so the first thing is GitHub Action to the Docker. So from the code to GitHub. Now from GitHub Action to the Docker, we are going to move to the GitHub Action to the Docker. So if you go to the Docker, if you go to the settings, here in the personal access token, you will get an option to generate new token. If you log in first time, if you click on this button, you will redirect to this thing. Here it will ask the description, expiry date, and access permission. And it will generate a token. And note that you can, and this token you have to store safely in yourself. This token is not regenerable. Okay, if you forgot the token, then you need to create new token only. Okay, make sure, one important thing you need to make sure, that here you need to provide read and write access. Okay, read and write. Read means, what do you mean by read? Read means someone can pull the data, pull image. Okay, just like nginx, we were able to pull the nginx image, right? But can we modify the nginx image? Can
No.
you modify? No. So with the help of token, you can pull also, and you can modify also. Means you can add the image. So that is why there is read and write. So this is the setup that you need to do in the Docker.
So, sir, first we have to create repository.
Correct. First you have to create a repo.
A private one or public one?
A public one. I don't think private will be allowed for the free users. For now, we will create the public one. Okay.
Okay.
Got it. This is the GitHub part. Okay. So what GitHub will do? GitHub will talk to Docker Hub that I am the user and this is my token. Okay. I am the user and this is my token. Got it? I am the user. This is my token. Log in me. So there is two things that you need to keep in mind. GitHub has two features. One is the action and one is the secret. So the secret is something like the environment variable. Okay. But it is a safe place where data cannot be leaked. So here I will store my username and token. So if I go to the setting, I will go to the secret variables. I will go to the actions. I will go to the create new things, and I will create a git token. Okay. First thing is the username. So Docker Hub to username, and the username is mine is hrm. That's it. I will create this, and even if I go on click on modifying this, you can see that value is not present. It doesn't mean it has not stored. It has stored, but the data is not leakable, and that is why it is known as secret key. I will create a new thing, that is the Docker Hub, and this time it will be token. I won't show token to you, so I am pausing the screen. Is my screen visible?
No.
No, no.
So I am now pasting the token. Okay. Okay, so now the token is present here. Okay. If I double click on it, this value will not be shown here. Okay. Got it?
Yes.
Okay, so now we need to create an action. I will go to the action, and here you can create the action yourself. This is a one way to create the action, but I will tell you another way to create the action. So I will go to this file, and to create a GitHub action. Okay, so let me tell you that part only. The GUI is more easy. So set up your workflow here, and this is the YAML file that I have to write. This YAML file will be executed. So just have some patience, and I am now going to write a YAML file. Okay.
Okay.
So I can give a name to this YAML file. Can I give? Okay, so it should be fine. So I can write that it is a demo. Okay. Then when this script should be executed, that I need to write as a on. Okay. So on every push on the main branches. Okay. If a push is coming from the main branch, then you have to trigger the thing. Okay. So jobs, what the jobs that you want to run. So I want to build and push. So this is also a disk. So it will run. First, we have to provide that where it will run on. We can run on Mac OS, we can run on Ubuntu machine, we can run on Mac other Windows machine. But I want to run on a Linux machine. So Ubuntu latest. So the latest version of the things I want to run. What the steps that I need to do? The first step is the first step is very important. Don't forget that this machine that we have created here, I want to copy paste my whole code. So there is a checkout repository. So there is some GitHub action already defined. Okay, one GitHub action that is already defined for the checkout repository. That action is actions checkout, and there are different versions. I am using the version 4. Okay, so what is this thing? If I search on Google, you will get to know. This is an action. This is a predefined action that do some task. Okay, so here you can go and see the documentation. That's this is this. Means many things you will learn that what things you can do. So this is how you can do many other things. Okay, this is sparse checkout. It copies some parts only. So, but I want that everything is copied. So just this much part is there. So this is a Ubuntu machine that is created on the GitHub Actions. Then it copy all the with the help of this repository, which is predefined. There are also other things predefined. So with the help of this repository, it copy all the codes in this machine. Okay. The next step is to create a Docker image. Now we have the Docker file. So this code has been copied to my Linux machine. Am I audible?
Yes,
sir,
yes.
it's audible.
So this code has been copied. So I need to create a Docker
You're
image.
audible, sir.
Yeah, and I will create a Docker image. So what
Okay.
the step I will do? Yeah. So what the step I will do? I will yeah. So I will create the first thing I will log in on the Docker hub. Then I will create the image, and then I will push on the Docker hub. And the next step will be I will notify the VM. Got the point? What we are going to do?
Yes.
So we have copied the repository. Now we want to log in. So we want to do Docker login. So how will you do the login? So for login, there is also one thing that is already there. You can search Docker login GitHub Actions. Okay. So there is marketplaces here. So this is also one Docker login action. Okay. There are
Username and
many.
password.
Yeah. So there is one thing Docker slash login action. One small thing we can use. There is one more action which is Red Hat action that I am going to use. Okay, I'm not able to find that particular action, but let us create that action. Okay, so there is one Red Hat action that do the pod. Oh, so we need to do Podman. No, I was searching for the Docker. Podman login Red Hat GitHub action. So you need to search that. So there is this GitHub action. Okay, here is the usage given. That this is how you have to log in. Okay.
Yeah.
And if you want to log in some other thing, then you can provide the registry. That registry is there is also one more cloud platform for storing image. This is the one. I will copy this part. I will copy this whole part. Let me paste it. Maybe pasting may add some. Okay, so let us try. So let us correct the syntax. I don't want this thing. This is giving me error. Doc Red Hat action. Okay, so this should be with this level.
We are logging in to Docker Hub, but using Podman.
So there are some pre-built script. So this will run a pre-built script in this Ubuntu machine. Okay. So there we want from the secrets. So this is a syntax to take the secrets. And what are the secrets value? If you remember, the secrets value are Docker
Username and name.
hub user name, and password will be Docker hub token. Okay, I think the syntax is correct. There should not be any issue. Okay, so the next thing is the next name. So now I need to create a Podman image. Okay. Image.
So sorry to interrupt. How long will this class be?
So this is the last part we are talking. Okay. So this is the thing, and now I want to run the Podman. The same command I will run. So this is the run thing will run exactly the commands in the bash shell. Okay, build. I have already written the code. I can copy paste from that, but I think you don't get that thing correctly. So this repository name is TDS demo and latest and the current folder. That's all. The Docker image has been created. Now I want to push the Docker image. So image push to cloud. Okay, so now we are pushing to the cloud. The command is same, push Docker. The same thing I will copy paste. Okay, and then there is one thing which is trigger. So the trigger part we will do later on. This is giving error. Okay, so this is runs on, not runs on. Okay, the code is clear to you what it's doing. It is building the image. This command is exactly same. I can also use the login with the command itself, but there is a pre-built way to log in. That syntax will be very hard to write because you run one command, then one input will come from the other thing. So I want automation. So this will automatically enter whenever the username will be prompt, whenever the password will be prompt. Did you get the point?
Yes.
So let
Yes.
us commit. Let us commit it. So this has created the workflow, and since the code has been modified, I need to import it again in the local host. But I will go to the action and let us check whether the things are working or not. This is some workflow is running, some error is getting. Docker login, Red Hat action, registry they want. Okay. So let us give a registry, okay. Since it is using a Podman, then I need to reuse registry. registry Docker. Okay. So let us commit this change. I will now move to the code and I will now move to the action. This part is running. It is in queue. Let us see whether it is running correctly. So yeah, it is copying and creating the Docker image and it is running. Okay. The job has been completed. It has run. How I will check? So I will go to the Docker Hub. I will go to the my repo. This is the latest repo. Yeah, you can see ID. What is the ID? What is the ID?
AAA9EFE.
Yeah, just remember first three words, AAA. Okay. The GitHub action will run. When it will run? It will run on push, right? How do I know it will run on push? Because in the main.yml, I have written that it will automatically got run on the push. Okay.
Okay.
But I can rerun again. Okay. I will go to this update YML and I will click on this. And here is the option to rerun. I will rerun again. And it will again build and change the value. So this is the value, AAA. Let's wait. it got built up, and the value should change. So it is updating the YAML.
Sir, YML is used for the automation or what?
So this YAML script, the GitHub action will take and perform all the actions that we have written. So it is a shorthand data we are providing and abstracting out the hard coded thing and saying that take this code and do this thing. So this is a AAA. Now I am going to refresh. And you can say the ID is changed. Now it is F88, right?
So every time we
Yes.
commit, it will change.
Yeah. So I am not going to commit right now because the time is less. So let us do the next thing fast. The last thing that is left, GitHub action to Docker. You understood, everyone? So this is the code that we write. So the action will be automatically triggered on the push on the main branch.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
If you create a new branch and do, the code will not be pushed. This is saying
Yes.
that create a virtual machine
Okay.
and this will empty. This is saying that the repo you have to copy, the Git repo, copy the folder. So it will copy it. It will copy the app.py, Docker file, and
And
git
with the whole
ignore.
repo to that particular system. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now we have the folders. So now we will log in with the Podman is already installed in this machine. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Through the requirements.txt.
Yeah.
Sir,
So this is
uh,
yeah. So yeah,
where
let
have,
me complete.
okay.
So this will execute one bash. So you can think like it will execute a bash script. Okay. It will
Yes.
execute a bash script on this machine, and this machine will log into the Docker. And after logging in, I can run the bash command. So here I am running pwd ls. So you can actually see the output, present working directory. It will be exactly like that. So this command is saying that tell me the present working directory. After the command, this end means if the command executed successfully, go and run the ls-la, list all the directory that are present, and then run the podman. So this command you can write, and if you write this command, uh, let me do that fast for all of you, very fast. I will go to the YAML. I will edit the YAML. And before creating the image, what I will do that tell me the present working directory and tell me what are the files are there. Okay. This thing
Okay.
I want to change. So let me commit the change. And if I rerun my action, I think it is rerunning, and I will go and check after creating the Podman image. Whenever it is pushing to the cloud, before pushing the cloud, this is the thing. It is telling me the current directory. It has created a virtual machine, okay, inside the GitHub action. It is telling me these are the files that are present there. That Docker ignore, Git, GitHub, Git ignore, Docker files are there.
Yes,
So
sir.
this is
That
a
LSA.
Linux machine. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is the whole thing that we are doing.
So what is this Docker IO and this link? This address.
This Docker IO is the website name. Means there could be the Podman can connect to the multiple registry. It could connect to the Docker. It could connect to the QEO. It don't have any by default cloud. So I am telling
Yes.
that you have to log into this cloud.
And below is the repository link, docker.io and this TDS
Yeah.
demo.
So yeah, this is the repository link where I want to push. Got it?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, sir. Sir, please share the presentation, sir.
Okay. I will try to share. Okay, so the presentation I will ask to sir where to share, but I think sir will allow me to share, and I will share the presentation on this website. This is my website. If you go to hrm-iitm-github.io, okay.
So you can just paste the link on the chat right
Yeah.
now.
So this is my website. If sir allowed to share, then under the skills I will write a TDS subject here. Okay.
Okay.
And under that all the presentation, the previous presentation will also be present. Okay.
Okay, sir.
But before
Sir,
sharing, I need to ask to sir. Okay. The class
Okay.
will be just last part is left. We have made the GitHub action and the Docker is done. So this part I want to show. This all things has been done. The last thing is the VM notification. So 20 minutes more. Okay.
sir, can we do it tomorrow, sir?
No, tomorrow we will do the week 3. So I will go to, okay, so go to the Azure website, log in with your student email address, and there you will get $100 free. Verify your student account, and one mail will come, and click on that, verify the student email. After that, you need to go to the create resource. Before creating resource, mark my step. You need to go to the resource group, and you need to create a resource. I have already created a resource test. Okay, the resource have to be initialized first. Then you have to go to the create resource. Then there you will get an option for creating virtual machine. Go on create virtual machine. Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So go on the create virtual machine. There some option will come. Just write TDS VM3. Okay. And the region I will select, the nearest region I need to select, Central India. Then here you need to say there are many virtual machine. Here the cost will show. Here go on see all sizes, and there are many machines like B series machine, most use many mini series machines. Okay, so just use the bare minimum machine. I will use the B series machine. I am using the B series machine. So this B1 series. This is a bare minimum. This is the limited. It has also free service available, 750 hours. So no credit will be uh, got. So it has some free things. So I think everything will be free. No credit will be cost. Then SSH key makes sure everything you have to leave it as it. Okay. Just change one thing. Here the cost might be very large for you if you are coming first time. Okay. Choose, go here, see all size, and choose a B series machine. Okay. So here the free eligible I am seeing, and I will choose this machine. Okay. I have already chosen this one. Okay, I will go to the next, and I want a bare minimum machine. I don't want to write and do any hard thing. So I will choose a standard SSD and go on networkings, go on management, and everything I will leave it as it is, and that's all. And review and create. So one virtual machine is creating on the Azure. It is giving me the subscription credit that it is applied, 0.93 rupees per hour. Very limited machine. I will create the machine. And note this point here. What is written? Can anybody read?
An SSH key pair uh, contains both public key and private key. Azure doesn't store any private key,
Yeah.
so it doesn't create. After the SSH key resources is created, you won't be able to download the private key again.
Yeah. So this private key is one time generated, and you have to keep it. So if I will download this private key,
Okay.
it will download a file, and don't share this file to anyone. Okay.
Okay.
With the help of this file, I will able to log in on this machine. The machine is creating, and before that I will let us do the login part. So is there something? Yeah, so these are the steps that I need to do. So this is the step that I have to do on the local system. Okay, on the local system. Why it is coming like that? Okay, and with the help of this you will able to log in on the machine. So with the local system, you will log in on this machine. Okay, and you need to do this all the setup. So this is the setup that you need to do. This is the setup that you need to do. Okay, so let us do the part. So I will close this thing, and this part I have downloaded. This is the key. I will paste in my Linux machine. I want to access from the Linux. I will go in the home, go in the HRM, and I will store in somewhere. Anywhere you can store, but I will store on the .ssh. Anywhere you can store. Anywhere you have to give the path explicit. So this file I have stored here. I will close this thing, and I will close everything. Okay, I am closing everything. Now I am opening my local system. Okay, this is my local system, and where I have stored the machine, the private key that I have downloaded, it is in my home folder of the SSH.
SSH.
So there are many public keys. This is the private key that I have stored here. Don't cat it. Don't share to anyone. Okay, this is very secret. Okay, so I want to log into my machine. So I want to do SSH to this machine. SSH means secure shell connection. Okay, what is the SSH full form? Secure shell.
Secure shell connection.
I want to connect to this machine. What is the path of this thing? Can anybody tell me?
Home and in SSH.
Yeah, so I will go to the home folder of the current user. Then I will go to the SSH folder. Then I will write TDS, and this is the thing. And now I want to log into my machine. So this is the username that by default it is given. And then I have to give the IP address of the machine. Public IP address I have to provide. So where I will get the IP address? So I will go to the resources where what I am clicking. Note it down if you are noting on some papers. So the deployment is completed. I will click on the go to resources, and here the public IP is present. Okay.
Yeah.
So I will copy this public IP and I will paste it here. It is first asked for thing. I will do the yes. Okay. One thing it is required. I forget that this key. I got error. What is the error? Can anybody read?
It is required that your private key files are not accessible by others. This private key will be ignored.
Yeah. So I want only the current user to get. So this is a command. So I will give the permission to this that only the user of this user who is login only have access. So I am giving the permission .ssh and TDS. Now I will able to log in. Now I am not in the my machine. Now this machine is the virtual machine hosted in the Azure cloud. Okay. Let us update it. The first step is update. And we need to install the Docker, right?
Yes.
We need to install the Docker. Yeah. Because this machine will run the Docker. Okay.
So it will download it from the cloud or in.
Yeah, it will automatically download from the cloud. So the commands will be exactly same. The exact commands will work. So this command, what was the command to install Docker? This command, no?
Yeah.
So the same command will work.
I think, can you scroll up in after chmod 600? What did you write?
Yeah, okay. So let me run it background, then I will scroll up. Yeah, so I have actually deleted that part. So this is the same command executed. This is the command that I executed on local system.
Okay.
Okay. So the Podman has been installed. I can check by minus version. Okay, so Podman has been installed. So Podman will fetch and do the things. So what I will do, so let me tell you that how it will be done. So there are 2 steps to do this thing. Since everything has to be done automated, is everyone remember this graph? This code to GitHub action to the Docker hub and this thing. I hope everyone remember.
Yes, yes.
So the Azure VM has to take the notification, right?
Yeah.
And after the notification, so who will take the how the notification will be taken? That is the one question. Then the second thing, after the notification, Azure VM has to download, has to run the uh, download the image, pull the image, and run it, right? And this part has to be done automatically, correct?
Yes.
And then it will, whenever it will run, it will expose it to public, correct? So this notification taken part will be done on done by a web server, which will constantly listen. So we will create a simple Flask app, and this part will be done by a bash script. You can go on the AI part and you can tell me to write the code for this, and he will give you the code. That is the one way you can do. But this is the thing that we have to do. But before that, there is 2 listening thing. When your app run, then a website must be public, right? So
Yes.
I have to open a port for 8080. My website was running for 8080, correct? So that when the thing is run, and then next thing is the notification which I am getting. That part also I have to run another port. So that I will run on the 5000. So that 2 ports I have to set up. And to run this Flask app, I need a Python to be installed here. So that part also I need to do. So this is the commands that I have written. I will copy paste the commands exactly the same. Okay. So Python, everything is done. Let me set up the inbound rules. So there is one more thing left. The networks I have to enable. So I will go to the networks tab, networking. I will enable the 2 ports to be exposed. So the first port will be the 5000 for the, so this 8080 port for the image to run. Then again I will create one more port, that will be 5000, and this will be for the GitHub notification. The 2 ports are enabled now. Okay. Now I need to write a bash script that will deploy my app. Okay. So I will write a bash script that will deploy my app. And the bash script I have already written. So I will copy paste the code and explain in the brief. So this is the server things. It is not visible. Okay, the folder is there. So these are the things that I need to do. So, oh sorry.
So we'll have a webhook which will listen to the
Yeah.
notification.
So what I am creating a webhook. Before creating webhook, I am creating a bash script that webhook trigger. Okay. So many codes I have already written. So this is the files that we are pushing on the GitHub. This is a server, VM server. that deploy the app. Okay, so this will take the image, it will pull that image, it will stop the container if there is existing one, then it will start the new container. Okay, that's all. I will copy the code and I will paste it here. So whenever so let me give the command chmod.sh, chmod plus x deploy.sh. So whenever this script will be run, it is pulling a new container. Okay. One thing I forgot to do, let me do again. It will stop the thing. One thing I need to create touch nodes.db. Why I am creating, forget about for now. But just for now, that whenever this script I am running, this is pulling the Docker image and it started new container. Okay. And since we have exposed the port, okay, since we have exposed the port, so I can go to the website. So what is the my website is live now. Okay, whenever the deploy code is running, my website will get active on the port 8080. So this is the website which is running. You all can add your, so I am copying pasting the link on the thing. You all can add the things. It will work for all of you. The things is done, almost done. Okay, the deploy part is done. So what we want, so what the things is done, that the bash, here is a bash script. Whenever I create this, whenever I run it, the app will automatically get deployed, right? Are you able to access this link? Yeah, someone has added these things. Am I audible?
Yeah.
So I want that this script automatically get run when a notification comes. Let us do that last part. That is the last part. So I will
I'm
also
not
set
sure if this link is opening. Okay. Yes, नहीं करना.
yeah, someone is entering the thing. Yeah, where I was. Yeah, so that part is done. So let me write a Python script that will do the thing. So I will write a Python 3 a -m. I will create a virtual environment. Now I am creating a webhook that will listen continuously. Okay, so it is saying to install. So I will install the virtual environment. You can do the UV. You can also install the UV, but I prefer this much.
UVX.
Yeah, you can use the UV, but that part also you need to install. Okay, so now what I will do, I will create a virtual environment. The same thing I am doing. Okay, Python 3 -m venv dot venv. Then I will source it. So this will listen. Okay, and now I will install the dependency for this. The Flask is required only, and python.env that is also required. Python.env. And I will run a Flask app. So Deploy is already created. Now I need to create an environment variable and webhook listener. So first create a env. This env will tell me that the request is coming from the things. Okay, I will tell about the env. Just forget for now what is env. Okay. So env comes with the secret key. So this is the env I will create. And then I will create this webhook listener. Okay, this file. So this will listen and trigger webhook listener .py. So this is the webhook listener. What it does, when somebody, the relevant person, that is why this env is this. Only I am the thing, and this is the password for me. AHDF, just like the password for the Docker hub, there was token. The password for the deployment is this AHDF I have given. Okay. If somebody comes with the correct password, with correct webhook secret, then I will run a process. The process will run this bash script. Okay, this is the command. Just focus on this command. Is that fine?
Yes.
Yeah. So this app is running. Then I will do the Python 3 app dot. Sorry, I will run this listener. Okay, this listener is continuously running now. And now I need to do the notification part. So if I go to the GitHub, I need to now do the notification in the GitHub Actions. I will modify the YAML. Okay. So it will everyone know what the curl command do?
So request. API request.
Yeah. So I want to do API request. So can you tell me that what is the API? What is the API? This is the /webhook API, correct? With the method post.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay. So that part I want to run curl command with the method post. Curl command with the method post, and the website link will be HTTP. The IP address. What is the IP address?
It's 20 something.
Right. And the port I am listening is 5000, right?
Yes.
And the webhook, correct? Webhook.
Webhook.
Yeah. But I have set a password also.
And question one.
Yeah. So I will provide that password as a data, and that is a token. And the token will also be in the environment variable. I will set that secrets dot, that will be a VM webhook secret. Okay. This we will create, and I think everything is fine.
But sir, we are not passing .env file to GitHub.
Okay, I will tell you. So this that password I will store. Okay, I will tell you. Just wait a second. But you got to know what is this line doing, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, that much is fine. Let us commit the change. And if we commit, there will be GitHub action already restarted, and at the last it will say failed. Okay, because the env file we are not providing. So let us provide the env file.
Yeah.
I will go to GitHub. No, I will go to the setting, and I will go to the secrets, and I will add one more thing. That is the VM webhook secret. And here, what the secret we store? ASDF.
Okay, we have to manually write it here.
Yeah. So manually we write the Docker up. So what we did in Docker, we go into Docker, we create a token. Then we manually add the token here, right?
Yes, yes.
The same thing we did. The same thing we did. We manually write the env, a token, but the token is not auto-generated. We set the token. That's all. Got it?
Yes, yes.
So this part, this post request come and it got denied, 403, it got denied. So now if I rerun the app, because it got denied because the token was not matched.
Yes.
So I will go to the action and I will rerun this action again. It is rerunning the action and let us see whether the deployment now got success or not. And right now, if I open, I hope I will open. Oh, okay. Let me do the ssh minus shy slash tilde slash dot ssh. Why it is not auto completing? Okay, that is TDS. What is the ID?
Sir, what are you doing there?
Yeah, I'm logging again in another batch cell. Okay. It's denied. Why? Okay, so Azure user. I'm logging again to the VM from this batch cell. Here is also logged in. Okay, so here the server is showing, and here I want to see that whether what are the things running. So I can write the podman ps minus a to see that this Docker file is running. Okay, can you see the Docker ID? What is the Docker ID?
A6BD71.
Yeah, correct. So let us change the code. So let us do the last part. This app is running here. Many people have done. Okay. So let us open the VS Code. No VS Code. Let us open the WSL. Here I will git clone the repository and I will do some update. Okay. The last part I am doing. The things has been done. Just I am showing that how the things will work. Suppose I want to modify the code. Okay. I will go here. Okay, so I will modify the code in the templates folder. What is written in h1 tag? HRM is written, right? So instead of HRM, let me like Ritik, Roshan, Maurya. And instead of H1, let us do in S3. Okay. I just wrote the code. I just wrote the code. I will just push on the GitHub. Okay.
Yes.
And
Sir, what is minus U?
as a user. So it has been pushed on the GitHub and the action will automatically trigger. I don't need to trigger again. Okay. You can see automatically the action is triggered and soon the app will restart. This app will, this is the ID, status ID. You will say that it will change. You can see the deployment triggered automatically, right?
Yeah. Yes.
it is removing the old container.
So it will
And
delete the yeah.
yeah, the script is written in such a way that it delete the old container and it deploy complete. And if I run this command again, you can see now a new container is deployed. Got it?
So where we write this script?
The deploy.sh. I will show you. Just see the app is redeployed and the heading has changed, right?
Yes, sir.
We did nothing. Everything is done automatically, right?
So for the time it was redeployed, the website will not be accessible.
No, website will be accessible for a moment. Yeah, for a moment means for some seconds, the server stop and start. For that moment, the website will not be accessible.
Sir, if it is in a big organization or there
Yeah,
is so
so
much
the
code.
everything will be same. So the flow will be same. Okay, the code will go to the GitHub. GitHub action will push the container and notify the Azure VM. But this bash script will be more enhanced. Okay,
Yeah.
it will be in such a way that nothing is destroyed and site is not turned down. Got it?
Yeah. So we could not take a downside for so long.
Yeah, correct. So this is what the code. So this is the GitHub Actions. This is the VM, and this is the part we did. So this is the GitHub Actions. The same code is written here. Now you will know that what are the things. So this is the GitHub action where we modify. So this is the YAML file. Are you able to see this YAML file?
Yeah.
This is YAML file, right?
Yes.
And this is the Azure server. Okay. And this whole thing below everything is your Azure cloud. So these all the files are there in your Azure cloud. How I know? This is how I know. ls minus la. Just see what are the files there. There is so there is .env here. It is present. Hello.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
And
All the even the webhook listener, everything is present in the VM only.
only three things we created. Only three things. In
Hmm.
the Azure cloud, we updated the Azure cloud. We updated the Azure cloud and only did three things. Just forgot the node DB for now. There is not a time left. In tomorrow session, I will do. There is one more thing, Docker volume. For that, this part has been created, but forgot this thing. Okay, the three things are required. One is the deploy sh, which will trigger when the webhook listener wants. So whenever a request came, webhook listener is running in background. This is running in background, webhook listener. And whenever this webhook listener get trigger from the GitHub action, it run this script and the things happen. And the token that is generated is stored in the ENP. That's all. So this is the code for the deploy.sh. This is a code for the deploy.sh, you can see. And this is a code and this is a code that I written in webhook listener. So webhook listener listen at the webhook only when the token that the user set is the matching with this .env, and then only it start this script. What this script do? This
Is it a
script,
proper webhook or is it like
yeah, you
API
can treat.
endpoint only?
Yeah, it is a API endpoint, okay, but it is like a webhook. It is only taking uh, it is only taking means a more proper webhook you can create on the GitHub Actions, okay. Uh, but that is little bit more complicated. But for now, let us understood this. That also create the API, okay. So yeah, this is the thing. what is happening? This is the script that we written. Now let's understand the script in short. Control P. No, it got okay. So whenever I on the pen, it got the zoom got over. So laser on, yeah. Now could I zoom? Okay, I cannot do the laser. Okay, so this is the variable. This deploy pull the image. This podman ps minus a. What this do? It lists all the processes, right?
Yes, yes.
So I am taking the name only, and I am taking the first field. The first field is the container name. Okay, this is a grep command. Means you can ask to chat gpt if you not done the system command course. Then ask to chat gpt that I want a bash script that will automatically remove and start the everything. Okay, the chat gpt will write the same script. So but what the script is doing, just see this. It takes the podman and it stop the container. Okay, then
It is
it,
removing the container.
yeah, this is the podman stop and podman rm. Okay, and after that it run a new container. Yeah, this thing I was telling that minus b, this one thing you will, there is two things that I have not told you, a minus b option and minus e option, but I think it is very late. You can go on internet and learn that what is minus b and minus e, why it is required. But why it is required, I will tell you. But the code is clear. I will tell you why we require, but I don't explain in detail. But the code is clear now.
Yes.
Yeah. So if I destroy the container itself here I remove the container, right?
Yes.
And where is the database? The
It
database
is.
was also inside the container. The
Uh,
database was in instance folder inside the
Sir,
container itself.
but we have not uploaded the instance folder to
The
GitHub.
instant folder, yeah, the instant folder automatically created in this Flask app. You can see here. Uh, okay, that code I have not pasted. Okay, that code I have not pasted here. Let me show you that code. If you see this is the app that we are running, and there is one line written. What is that line? Of db.creator. Can you see this?
Yes, yes.
So this create the database if does not exist, and if the database is already exist, then it update the schema.
Okay.
Have you done the Mad1 project?
Yes, yes.
So if you done the
Yeah,
Mad1
sir.
project, then you know that
I
the
know. I know.
instance folder will be whenever this app will run, the instance folder will automatically be created.
Yes, it is.
But the instance folder will be created inside the container itself, right?
Hmm. I do.
So that database will be lost as the container destroyed, right?
Okay. Right.
That is the issue, and that is why there is known as the volume mount. I think that is why I have written. So what it does, that this is your Azure VM. Okay, I am making it very big. This is the Azure VM, and this is your operating system. This your normal files, and this is many containers. So suppose this container is one you started, and here is the database. Okay, what it do know, what is it is saying? Can you read the path? What is the path?
It's in present working directory notes.db.
Yeah, so this is the path of this. So where I am running the container, it will go to the present working directory, and it will there one file I have created. That is the file that you are seeing, this nodes.db. If I write this command, echo, uh, yeah, echo $pwd / nodes.db, what will be written? This thing, correct?
Yes.
So this is the path of this file, right?
Right.
So this
Yes,
is,
sir.
here is a file that I have created. This is here, and what I am saying, no, that this is the path which is of a container. Container in root directory itself, go to the instance folder, and there is the nodes that will be created. Link both of them. So any change in this file will have a change in this file, and any change in this file will have a change in this file. Okay,
So
but whenever this file will be destroyed, this file will not be destroyed. If you create this file, if you destroy this and create a new container, this file will be copied here.
so this is in local folder.
Yeah. So this is in the local folder. You can store in other cloud also. But I hope you got the point, right?
Yes.
It's something like hard link.
Yeah. And similarly, there will be some. Okay, so uh, how to pass the environment variable to container? This is a way to pass the environment variable from container to this -e option, and this is for -v option. That's all.
Mhm.
If you have some environment variable, you can pass with -e.
So all the environment variable we have to put here.
Yeah. So if you want multiple environment variable, you can give multiple options. There is also another way. Means you can see the code is getting very long, right?
Yes, yes.
So there is also one enhanced way to means write a script like that, but that is not required for learning purpose right now.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so -e is getting the environment variable from the OS,
Yeah. So
and
it is a
-e is
shortcut. It is shortcut for env, environment variable.
okay.
Okay. It is taking secret key from.
Yeah. That is, yeah, fine. Any doubts? One more thing, if you are getting this error, warn, you can avoid this error, but if you want to
Sir, I
fix,
have,
you can do this part.
sir, I have a doubt related to the assignment. Um,
Okay, so
should I
what is
ask
the
my
tomorrow and day after tomorrow, both we have session. So could we cover
sir,
on?
sir, it won't take more than 5 minutes. Just answer me and I'll fix it. Should I cast my screen, sir?
Is it related to this?
It is related to week 2 only.
Okay, so we will cover in tomorrow session because I have a one more meeting to submit another assignment. So we cannot let that thing. So
Sir, I just want you to see it once. It won't take more than 2 minutes, sir. Please. I will finish it, and the deadline is on 25. So
which topic is that?
it is related to API calls mainly, fast API call basically. So
Have you watched the? Okay, so let me solve it.
I have created it, and the like what is supposed to be on the